because a friend actually reminded me about the new Daredevil Born Again TV show, and I'm going to do a trailer reaction review to that. I decided to do in between watching the series of Geordie Shore that I'm watching, of the season 6 that I'm watching of Geordie Shore at the moment, which I'm up to episode 5 now. There's about 8 episodes, and after I finish them, I might either watch the 7th season or I might do something else for a while, either watch a movie or play the Xbox or something like that, maybe. Anyway, this live video is going to be about after I finish reading the current book that I'm reading, which is called The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Marriage. Sorry, marriage. Start that one again. After I finish reading the book, The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, I'm definitely going to read the other last 3 books that I've currently got on my bookshelf. Originally it would have been 2, but it's 3 now because of a certain fantasy book by Sarah J. Maas that my aunt got for me. I just haven't got the other books in the series yet. I'll probably do a online order or maybe a future Afterpay once I've paid off my current Afterpay, and probably start buying a few more books again as well. But I'll be doing a video in this one about the books that I will be reading next after I finish The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. Now, I would love there to be a story called The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Marriage. That would be a hilarious title for a book about the unfortunate side effects of heartbreak and marriage. That would be pretty hilarious, but the book is The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. Now, I'm going to get on with this video now, and I'm going to be talking about the books that I'm referring to, that are the 3 books that I'm going to be reading once I eventually finish reading The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. And they're 3 different books. One is a memoir about an actor, one is a rom-com story, and one is a fantasy novel that's a part of a series of books by Sarah J. Maas. And no, it is definitely not the Agatha books, because I read all of the ones that are out so far of the Agatha book series. So I'm going to get on with this video now, and I'm going to be talking about the 3 books that I have left on my bookshelf that I'll be reading after The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Marriage, which I still actually have a while to go with that book. So it probably won't be for the next couple of weeks or until I obviously finish that book that I'll be starting another novel. And the novel that I'm going to be reading straight after that I've decided to read, and I've been wanting to read this book for ages now since I got it, and originally I was going to do the audiobook of this, but I really wanted to own a copy, and unfortunately the author was in Canberra, the author/actor was in Canberra, but I unfortunately missed out on seeing him, and I'm talking about this book here, Bing Henry, The Fonz and Beyond by Henry Winkler. So this is the book that I'm going to be reading next. I'll be reading this novel next, and that's Henry Winkler on the front cover. And of course, Henry Winkler is also there on the back cover of the book as well. And that is called Bing Henry, The Fonz, ... and Beyond by Henry Winkler. So this is actually going to be about his life and in Hollywood, and obviously I'm pretty sure he'll mention like Happy Days, because that's where he's well known as well. And I would have loved to see Henry Winkler that time he was in Canberra. That would have been pretty fucking epic to meet the actor. I would have loved to do a meet and greet of Henry Winkler, and I would have loved to have this book signed, but unfortunately I missed out on that opportunity. I got the book months later. Otherwise, if I actually had have met him or done a meet and greet, I would have actually by now already pretty much I would have shown you inside the book a book signing or his autograph, but that's unfortunately not the case for me with this particular celebrity and this particular memoir or autobiography. So that's the book that I'll be after finishing to read The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Marriage. I'm going to read Being Henry, The Fonz and Beyond by the extraordinary actor Henry Winkler, who is grinning there with happy smile on the front of the book and his Fonzie look there on the back of the book. I absolutely thought Happy Days was a great show. I've loved him in other movies he's other shows or movies that he's appeared in. Even when he was in The Waterboy with Adam Sandler, I thought that movie was absolutely hilarious as well. And I'll be definitely giving you a book review on this book once I've finished it as well, and my thoughts and opinions too. Moving right along to the next book that I'm going to be reading, and it's a fictional book, and it's by the author Rachel Jones. It's part of a Penguin book. The best love story of all is about to be read, and I'm talking about this book here, The Other Bridget, which is the next book that I will read after I finish reading Being Henry, The Fonz and Beyond by Henry Winkler. I'll be reading the rom-com The Other Bridget next, which will be the next book that I will decide to read on. And so this is the sizzling new Enemies to Lovers rom-com from Australia's best-selling romance novel. Well, it's not really new or less now, the book, but don't you just love the artsy book reading front cover there? So I am going to be reading after that Henry Winkler book, The Other Bridget, and see my thoughts and opinions on that book. A feel-good romantic comedy that celebrates the power and pleasure of books. Ideal of fans of Emily Henry and Marion Keyes. Now, I've not read Emily Henry or Marion Keyes novels as of yet, but if I like this author, I will probably try and read some of her other books, and maybe some of the other books that were recommended from Emily Henry and Marion Keyes as well. So that's the next book that I'm going to be reading after I finish the Henry Winkler, Being Henry, The Fonz and Beyond bio. So I'll be reading The Other Bridget after that book, which is a rom-com. So it's going to have a lot of cheesy romance and love scenes and whatnot as well in this. So very Bridget Jones, probably, I would imagine. And so I hope it's a good book. And I will definitely be reviewing this book as well. Moving right along to the third book, the one that I was telling you briefly about, which is by the author Sarah J. Maas. And yes, there is a prequel to this book. But Ma didn't know last year whether to buy me the whole book set of this trilogy. Not trilogy, but these whole bunch of books. So Ma just got me this one at the moment, and I've read the Agatha books, which were the A Court of Thorns and Roses fantasy series, but I have not read these ones by Sarah J. Maas yet. So yeah, I will be basically reading them soon after I read The Other Bridget. I will be reading this Sarah J. Maas book, which I know they've got them on not only Audible, on obviously the audiobook form, but I'm talking about this book, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. I'll give you a hint. The prequel is called The Assassin's Blade, or it's a novella, so that could be read before or after this. Apparently it doesn't really matter. And then there's obviously the rest of the books that somewhat continue from Throne of Glass onwards. And I'm talking about a New York Times best-selling author, Sarah J. Maas, with the book of Bloomsbury. Well, not the book's called Bloomsbury, but I'm talking about this book in the series of books, and I'm talking about Throne of Glass, which is a Sarah J. Maas novel. Now, I've heard very good things about this book, whether it's TikTok or YouTube reviews. I've heard it's quite a good novel, and I heard that even some of the other books in the series are quite good as well, but I haven't got to them yet. Like I said, my aunt wasn't sure whether to get me the whole lot, even though I did write a list last year for Christmas and of books and DVDs and games. I got the games that I basically asked, but I ended up purchasing one of the games and one of the movies that I asked for myself anyway. And anyway, this is the book that I'm talking about that my aunt bought me. She just thought maybe I should read this one first, and if I didn't like this for whatever reason, then she didn't waste her money on buying me the rest of the series if I didn't feel like I like this book. But I just have a gut feeling that I actually will like Throne of Glass, because I really, really did dig the books of Agatha, which was A Court of Thorns and Roses. Those books I absolutely loved. So this is the book that I'm going to be reading pretty much straight after The Other Bridget. And then after that, I will be pretty much, hopefully, purchasing the rest of the books. Obviously not Throne of Glass, because I've got this one. But hopefully after this, if I like this book, I'll hopefully purchase the other books in the Throne of Glass book series as well. So there we go. Quickly, I'm going to remind you before I end this video of the books, even though I've done it in the video itself, of the 3 books that I've basically just talked about now that I'll be basically reading, that I've got left on my bookshelf before I purchase any more novels. And obviously I'm still going to purchase a lot of things that I have yet to purchase on my Audible. That's a part of my Audible wish list, or Audibles that are in the library. Like at the moment, I'm still listening to Onyx Storm. I'll be pretty much reading after, of course, The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Marriage, Being Henry, The Fonz and Beyond, Rachel Jones' book, The Other Bridget, and of course, Sarah J. Maas, A Throne of Glass, or Throne of Glass as it is basically called. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let's see what call outs I have got on this live video before I upload it to my YouTube channel as well. Someone called John. Hello, brother. How are you doing, bro? What's up, my brother? Nice to see you, brother. That's a very nice thing for you to say, even though I've never met you in my life before, John. I'm doing quite well. At the moment, I'm in between doing like YouTube and TikTok videos and reviews on subjects I'm interested in, like said video about the next books that I'll be reading, or albums that I've listened to, or movie reviews that I've been doing. I've been watching the reality TV show Geordie Shore, which I've watched some seasons ages ago. Just I'm trying to be updated with watching seasons 1 to 25 this year. So yeah, nice thing to write to me there, John. And at bball edits YT, hey to you too. How are you going wherever in the world you are? So there we go, and I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Until then, take care and enjoy, and I hope you've enjoyed this video as well. I'll see you in the next one. It was fun making this video too. And keep up the reading if you're a reader. If not, you can always start now.